Asclepius, who is a figure from Greek mythology, but Fucus, on the other hand, refers to a genus of brown algae, seaweed, found primarily in the northern hemisphere's oceans. Fucus not directly associated with Greek mythology or medicine in the same way as Asclepius. So Asclepius and Fucus, who we can say are like the same character, but with different names in Greek and Roman stories. Asclepius was from Greece and became a famous figure known for medicine and healing. In ancient times, people thought of him as a real person who came from a family of doctors. He, along with Panacea and Hygeia, represented cleanliness and healing. They help people with wounds and sickness, but there's more to their stories than just healing. Some people wonder if these gods were actually ways. People expressed their thoughts and actions at a different level of energy and understanding. They might have been seen as giving energy to the world in exchange for something good. These ideas aren't just from long ago. Even today, people talk about miracles happening, often connected to figures like a man in white robes with a beard and a shepherd's stick. Many people today find comfort and healing through Christianity, where Jesus and the cross are important symbols. It's interesting that the cross, which is a symbol of medicine and healing, goes back to Asclepius and Ophiuchus in ancient times. Ophiuchus is a constellation located around the celestial equator. In Greek mythology, Ophiuchus represents Asclepius, the god of medicine and healing. The constellation is usually depicted as a man holding a snake, symbolizing the staff of Asclepius, which is a symbol of medicine. Despite its prominence in mythology and astronomy, Ophiuchus is not one of the traditional 12 zodiac constellations used in astrology, which is based on a system developed by ancient Babylonians. Asclepius, who was Apollo's son, was linked to the ancient symbol of the sun, a circle with a cross inside it. Later on, this symbol was connected to Jesus in Christian art and stories. Jesus is often compared to the sun, called the Son of God, bringing warmth and hope to people's lives, like sunlight does. Thinking about the sun, it's just one of many stars in the sky, giving out light and energy. These ideas go back to very basic vibrations and sounds that came before everything else in the universe. This way of thinking helps us understand why people talk about God as a father who sends a part of himself as his son, who is like the sun. Asclepius was seen as an immortal being in ancient stories, different from how Jesus is seen as someone who brings everyone together. Asclepius is called the son of the sun in stories. The sun symbolizes life that never ends, and in myths, Asclepius was said to bring people back to life. This idea of being healed by light also means being freed from sadness and pain, which are connected to sickness and death. Ophiuchus is a word that comes from Greek and Latin and means serpent bearer. It's a constellation that both Greeks and Egyptians saw as connected to their healing gods. The Egyptians, or before the regions was invaded by foreign powers, was known as Kemet. The ancient Kemetian liked it because they thought it showed a strong light in their ancient society. Imhotep was a smart person from ancient Kemetians who lived a long time ago, even before the pyramids were built. Ophiuchus was famous for designing the first pyramid and being really wise about how things work. People also remember him as a healer and a priest. He wrote some of the first medical books that focused on real treatments and not magic. One of his writings, called the Edwin Smith Papyrus, tells about how to use plants to heal and treat head and spine injuries. Imhotep is a bit like Hippocrates, who was a famous doctor in ancient Greece. Hippocrates also believed in using logic and science to heal people. He learned his skills at a place called Asclepion, which was like a hospital back then. In ancient Kemetian times, people saw the sun as a symbol of healing light, connected to the first god Atum, then Amul, and Ra, and then Apollo. They used snakes as a symbol for life and power. In Kemet, Thoth was a wise figure who people thought knew everything. He's said to have helped create Kemet and knew a lot about science and how people think. Long ago, in Kemet, there was a wise figure named Thoth. He taught people many things, including spirituality and the importance of symbols. One symbol he created was called the Ankh, which looks like a cross with a loop at the top. This symbol represented life and eternity, like a circle with a plus sign inside it. Thoth also taught that snakes were special symbols, representing everlasting life and the cycle of nature. The snake's shape, like in the Ankh, shows how life and energy flow in a circle. It's like how everything in nature keeps going in cycles, like seasons changing. People believed Thoth had great wisdom, and they connected him with a snake god named Khepri. Khepri is an ancient Kemetian deity associated with the scarab beetle, specifically the dung beetle, Scarabaeus thacker. In Kemet mythology, Khepri represents the aspect of the rising or morning sun. The scarab beetle rolls dung into a ball, which was likened to the sun rolling across the sky. Khepri is often depicted as a scarab beetle or as a man with a scarab beetle for a head. The name Khepri comes from the Kemetian word paper, which means to come into being or to create. Khepri was believed to renew the sun every day by rolling it above the horizon. thus symbolizing resurrection and the cycle of life. In ancient Kemetian religion, Capri was closely associated and often considered a form of the sun god Ra during his daily journey through the underworld and rebirth at sunrise. This god, Capri, was thought to have created everything in the world. So, Thoth was seen as a teacher who brought knowledge and healing to others. In stories, Thoth was even linked to the stars, especially a constellation called Ophiuchus. This showed how he was respected as both a teacher and a healer in ancient times. The Kemetians believed in gods and symbols that taught them about power and creation. These stories helped ancient people understand life and the world around them. Imagine the newborn sunlight, the light that brings us hope every morning. The caduceus is a special symbol that started long ago, representing Thoth, an ancient Kemetian figure. It began like the Venus symbol, with a circle and cross. This symbol shows how everything in nature comes together, with fire or the sun being very important for life on Earth and beyond. All of this connects to how the sun and moon energies flow through our bodies. Hermes also said, "As above, so below. As within, so without," meaning everything in the universe is connected. In future videos, we'll learn how these ideas connect to astrotheology and how it will help us understand ourselves and the universe. As we continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos, may we find inspiration in the ancient wisdom of astrotheology and the enduring quest for meaning in the universe. So don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and thank you for joining me.